The city of Muncie awarded a multi-million-dollar grant.
One tailgate helping give back to over 500 people before the holidays.
And the White House looking into a new COVID treatment.
And more information on the lawsuits filed over the Astro World tragedy.
We got some colder weather on the way, especially early next week. Will it impact Thanksgiving travel? I have all those details coming up.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Alex Lamont.
And I'm Anna Chalker.
We begin tonight with an update from a story we brought to you earlier this fall regarding the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021.
The city of Muncie was awarded a multi-million-dollar grant as part of the $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief package. Smaller businesses were awarded in October, but now funding for local nonprofit organizations is underway. NewsLink Indiana's Avery Johnson talked to officials to learn more on what this means for the community.
The city of Muncie is continuing to make headway with the American Rescue Plan funds. President of the Muncie City Council, Jeff Robinson, was tasked with making sure local organizations would be eligible for these funds.
What we also wanted to focus on was not necessarily, of course, we want to help the nonprofit organizations as organizations, but more than anything, what we wanted to do was to support and provide that funding to the people that those organizations serve.
Every growing city comes with its challenges, but the city of Muncie is confident that the ARP funds can further strengthen the community.
Every nonprofit organization knows that struggle to find the funding to serve that mission. So, this money is just help to do what all of these organizations do day in and day out.
A total of 73 applications were submitted and 53 nonprofit organizations were able to receive funding. The amount received was based off of each organization's personal need. In Muncie, Avery Johnson, NewsLink, Indiana.
The City of Muncie's website lists each organization that received funding, how much money they received, and what the money is going to do for the organization and community. Angel Tree is back for the holiday season. Student Voluntary Services partners with Delaware Department County of Child Services each year. The organization works to provide gifts for children in the Muncie community. Any child from infant to 18 are eligible to receive a gift. Each year, 200 to 500 kids are sponsored. This year, about 200 to 300 Muncie kids were sponsored by donors. If others want to donate or sponsor a child, students can donate by picking a child from the Christmas tree in the Student Center and buying a much-needed gift, or by donating money.
I think what I love most about it is that even though I don't directly see what I'm doing for someone else, it's still something that is so special. It doesn't matter if you celebrate a holiday or not this time of year. There's something different about it, and I think that I just want to make a difference in someone's life, even if I never get to meet them or see how they react to it. It's just something small that I can do for the community.
All gifts must be purchased by November 23rd. Student Voluntary Services will hold another volunteer opportunity for students on December 6th. A gift wrapping will be held in the Student Center from 9 to 5 p.m.
Thanksgiving break is just over a week away, and one group put together a tailgate to give back to the community before the holiday. NewsLink Indiana's Angelica Gonzalez met with one of the drivers for Second Harvest.
That they get, and they keep coming back week after week, so it's obvious they need it, especially before the holidays.
Families were given of produce and other Thanksgiving foods at the Second Harvest tailgate. The average of families coming out to pick up food is about 400 to 500 vehicles. But since the pandemic and right before the holidays, the numbers of vehicles increase.
During Thanksgiving time, the holiday season, we typically see a few more people just because, they're trying to get prepared for the holidays and they might be out of work still.
Scott Thompson, a volunteer that has been participating before the pandemic, shares one reason why he enjoys volunteering for Second Harvest.
A variety of people, see the smile on their faces, especially the little kids when mom brings them to come get food. You could just tell that they really need the food and the opportunity to have something to eat.
Nathan Sanders shares what this job means to him.
The only job I've ever had where I go home every day feeling like I definitely helped people. And feeling like you helped 500 people is really powerful.
In Muncie, Angelica Gonzalez, NewsLink, Indiana.
Second Harvest is looking for more volunteers, especially before the holidays, and to sign up you can go to www.curehunger.org. And it looked pretty windy out there, and it's safe to say we all felt the impact of the wind today.
Oh yeah, and as we turn to the weather, it looks like the end of 50-degree temps. NewsLink Indiana's Ryan Crump is in the studio with us to tell us about the 24-hour cool down.
A 24-hour cool down? Man, you're going to see that right here in just a few moments. You know, we was actually in the 60s yesterday at this time. We don't feel like that anymore right now. Look at these current temperatures right now. 32 degrees in Indianapolis, 34 degrees in Muncie, 32 degrees in Kokomo at this time. Look at these temperature differences for this time yesterday. Over almost 30 degrees colder at this time. Muncie and Shelbyville is also pretty cold at 27 degrees colder than we were at this time yesterday. Now coming into tonight, we're going to see those temperatures really cool down. We have all those details coming up in my full forecast.
Brian, thank you. Burris Laboratory School next to Ball State University's campus is transitioning to remote learning effective immediately. The reason, an uptick in positive COVID-19 cases. According to the message from the school-to-school family members, there are 14 reported cases and 59 members of our community quarantined due to contact tracing. All extracurricular activities like athletic practices and games will be on pause, and on-campus learning will resume Monday, November 29th.
The White House is investing big in a new COVID treatment. President Joe Biden announcing his administration has purchased 10 million courses of Pfizer's experimental antiviral pill. It's not approved by the Food and Drug Administration just yet, but early data from Pfizer shows it can reduce hospitalizations and deaths by 89% in COVID patients if they get it within 3 days of showing symptoms. Those numbers helped convince the government to double its order of 5 million pills. Biden says delivery of the medication could start by the end of the year, and it will be easily accessible and free to anyone who needs it. Hospitals being stretched thin during COVID-19 surges may have led to deaths that could have been avoided. That's according to a new report published by the CDC from July 2020 to July 2021, when intensive care units were at 75% or greater capacity. There were 12,000 excess deaths 2 weeks later. When ICU beds were totally full, there was an additional 80,000 excess deaths another 2 weeks later. Excess deaths are the difference between the observed and expected number of deaths during a specific time period when hospitals were full. Elective surgeries and preventative tests were canceled, and many people avoided emergency rooms. And of course, that left serious health conditions to get worse and go untreated.
Just over 17 million fully vaccinated seniors have received a COVID booster shot. This creating some concern among public health experts because 40 million people ages 65 and older completed their initial vaccine series at least 6 months ago. The booster is recommended because the protection of the vaccine tends to wane over time. The CDC reports that about 59% of the total United States population is fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and about 69% of the total population has received at least one dose.
And when we come back, Astroworld tragedy lawsuits continue to increase. How much Travis Scott is expected to pay?
Plus, Biden signing 3 bipartisan bills today. Who the bills will help support? Stay with us.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, MITS will take you there.
So I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. The funerals for the Astroworld victims continue as we learn more about the lawsuits filed over the deadly music festival.
10 people are dead after the November 5th festival in Houston, all under the age of 30.
I have one client that had 3 or 4 levels of bodies stacked on top of her.
Today, friends and family said goodbye to 21-year-old Axel Acosta, who was crushed to death during the tragedy. His family is now part of a $750 million lawsuit. It names Travis Scott, Live Nation, Apple Music, and the Harris County Sports and Convention Corporation, among others. Attorney Tony Busby is representing the Acosta family and more than 100 other clients. And 2 of the 3 men convicted in 1966 of the assassination of civil rights leader Malcolm X have been exonerated. A New York County Supreme Court administrative judge vaccinated the conviction of Muhammad Aziz and Khalil Islam. A 22-month investigation conducted by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and lawyers found the 2 men found they were wrongfully convicted for the assassination. Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance apologized for the decades-long injustice.
I apologize on behalf of our nation's law enforcement for this decades-long injustice, which has eroded public faith in institutions that are designed to guarantee equal protection of the law.
Aziz, who is now 83 years old, was released from prison in 1985, and Islam was released in 1987 and died in 2009.
And now turning things to Capitol Hill, President Joe Biden is praising 3 bipartisan bills he signed into law today aimed at helping first responders. One of them is the Confidentiality Opportunities for Peer Support Counseling Act. The president says it should result in more officials seeking mental health care.
I want to thank the Congress for this. Encourages first responders agencies to adapt peer counseling programs, require the Department of Justice to make the best practices and resources publicly available for people who want to become peer support mentors, and ensure confidentiality to federal law enforcement officers who use peer counseling services.
He also signed the Federal Officers and Employees Protection Act. It closes a loophole to make it easier to bring people who have killed or have tried to kill federal officials serving abroad to the U.S. to face justice here. And the Protect America's First Responders Act, which gives firefighters, EMTs, and law enforcement officials disabled in the line of duty better access to benefits.
CVS is planning to close hundreds of its stores. The pharmacy chain says it will close 300 locations each year for the next 3 years. This comes as CVS restructures to focus more on primary health care. Certain stores are becoming health hubs that focus on clinical services and health products. CVS says employees impacted by the closure will be offered positions elsewhere in the company, and the changes are slated to start in 2022.
And turning things to the weather, it's getting colder out there. There were some flurries on my way in today, but I hear we're getting some snow.
Yes. Ryan, what do you got for us?
Well, yes, we are going to get a little bit of snow, but that's not going to be our main issue. The main issue is the much colder temperatures. I have all those details covered up in the full forecast after the break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling?
Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other.
on a deeper level. Father,
Cosplayer,
mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward.
come together.
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
9:16, and you are taking a live look out on campus, and it looks pretty clear, and it was a very clear day, but the topic of today was how strong that wind was.
Oh yeah, I even felt it in my car while I was
Yes.
driving. It was
Yeah,
a little
I
too
know.
much.
I think we all did. Ryan, what can we be seeing?
Well, yes, the wind was much stronger out there today, and it resulted of a cold front that came through our area today and dropped those temperatures significantly. After seeing 60-degree temperatures today, we only seen 47 degrees, and this actually occurred early in the day as the temperatures were falling as we went through the day. Average high was 51, which we didn't get to today, and nowhere close to 74 degrees back in 1958. Now, checking out what's coming up, we got a wet weekend coming up. We also got those much colder temperatures next week, and this Thanksgiving is going to be pretty chilly as well. But we'll get to that in just a bit. First of all, these temperatures, 32 degrees in Indianapolis, 32 degrees in Lafayette, and Muncie is sitting at 34 degrees at this hour. Like I said earlier before, 60-degree temperatures is no more. They see that we have a big difference from where we are at this time yesterday. 27 degrees colder Shelbyville. Muncie was also 27 degrees colder, and 25 degrees colder from where we were at this time yesterday in Bloomington. Look at those winds. The winds were also a factor as well, because we see those wind gusts was up there at 20 miles an hour at this time, at times today. Now we are up to like 16 miles an hour in Indianapolis, and Muncie sitting at 13 miles an hour at this time yesterday. Those current wind, we also factor that in to windshield. It feels a whole lot colder than it was at this time yesterday. 25 degrees it feels like right now in Muncie, 20 degrees in Kokomo, and Indianapolis only feels like it is at 21 degrees at this hour. And as a result of that, we had the snow. The snow is pretty much sitting up there in Kokomo. Mary is getting on this. Portland counties are getting on this. In Muncie, we also is getting swiped by the snow. But we should pretty much be escaped from the snow for this time being, at least for now. As you see, there's a disturbance up here. And this cold front that's pretty much running all those windy conditions into our area and drop those temperatures as far south as even Texas as well. Now take a look, we're going to time that out as well to see how that snow is going to impact us this weekend into early next week. You see that Saturday, for tomorrow and Saturday, we're going to be pretty much okay. But look at Sunday as you go to 3 o'clock in the morning. We'll see that those rain showers are going to move into our area. And as we go to Sunday, it's going to be snow. Yes, that white stuff is back into our area. But it shouldn't be impacting us too much. We might get a few dustings on the ground, but we're not going to have too much in the way of any accumulations. Then we clear out for Tuesday when everybody goes out there and starts making the travel plans for Thanksgiving. So we don't have to worry about any significant snowfall with that. Coming up tonight, 29 degrees will be our low. Mostly cloudy skies with southeast winds at 5 miles an hour. Waking up tomorrow morning, you're going to see that we're going to be at 30 degrees at 9 o'clock, but only 41 degrees for our high tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Now look at it, as you see our 5-day trend, only 41 degrees for a high, and we're going to see it pretty much in the 40s, but look at this. The bottom really falls out on Monday with 29 degrees for a high, and we only recover a little bit on Tuesday at 39, which is well below our average, which is at 51 degrees. Now you look at that on our 7-day forecast, you're going to see that we're going to be sitting in the 40s as we go through the weekend, but we're only going to drop it. We're going to drop really on Monday at 29 degrees, and we're going to see Thanksgiving is going to be pretty warm at 46 degrees. So you're going to see that again. Thanksgiving looks dry but cloudy, and we're going to stay mild into the 40s as we go through the next week. So hopefully it should be pretty fun.
Yeah,
right there.
hopefully no cold turkey.
No
yes,
cold turkey.
exactly. Yeah.
No cold turkey, no.
Oh, awesome, Ryan. Thank you. And Zach, what could we be seeing in sports tonight?
Thanks, guys. One ball state. Everybody get this. Find out who next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Zach Greer with sports. Women's volleyball sweeping Toledo and heading into the MAC tournament on a 17-game win streak. The Cardinals currently have the 3rd longest active win streak in the nation and 2nd longest in Ball State history, ranking the team 33rd in the nation. Jacqueline Bowman being named Pride Mark Student Athlete of the Week for her contribution to the win, making 7 kills and 1 block. Marie Plitt also dominating on the court with 2 blocks, an ace, and 6 kills of her own. Sophomore middle blocker Lauren Gilliand, one of 2 athletes in the Mid-American Conference, earning a spot on the College Sports Information Directors of America All-District 5 women's volleyball team after putting up a 4.0 GPA. More to come for the volleyball team starting next week as they host the MAC Championship at home in Worthen Arena, with matches starting on Sunday at 4:30 p.m. The Cardinals have a first-round bye after defeating Bowling Green University and solidifying first place in the MAC West Division. Crossing things on over to the hardwood, men's basketball preparing for a trip down south to the Jersey Mike's Classic today. The Cardinals lacing up the high tops in St. Petersburg, Florida in anticipation for their first tournament of the year. Following the 73-69 win against Omaha on Saturday, the squad taking on Florida International tonight, then matching up against Weber State tomorrow, and finally squaring off with UMass on Sunday. These will be unfamiliar faces for the Cardinals, as this will be Ball State's 3rd time taking on Florida International. In their last matchup, the Cardinals beat the Panthers back in Worthen Arena 105-50 back in 1990. In 2002, Weber State took down the Cardinals 72-67 at the Top of the World Classic in Fairbanks, Alaska. And on Sunday, Ball State will be taking on UMass for the first time in program history. Now passing things over to the gridiron, last night Ball State football taking on the Central Michigan Chippewas in a MAC Conference midweek matchup. The Cardinals entering with a 5-5 overall record on the season and of a 2nd consecutive bowl game. Looking for a bowl game as well are the 6-4 Chippewas, coming in red hot, winning 4 of their last 5 games. The Cardinals coming out with a bang and utilizing running back Carson Steele for over 50 yards of the 75-yard touchdown drive and ending in a 9-yard Steele touchdown gallop. Central Michigan answering with 2 touchdown drives of their own to put the Chippewas up 14-7. This would be the lead that Central Michigan would not relinquish as Ball State falls below 500 on the year once again and putting bowl hopes all on next week's home matchup as they face the 4-7 Buffalo Bulls. Now swinging things over to the green, Ball State Golf securing a monster signing as they look to improve on a solid performance from this past year. Officially inking with the Cardinals is Silver Creek High School senior Carter Smith. Smith, one of, if not the top prospects in the high school golf, but not only in Indiana, but in the entire country. Smith leads Ball State as the #1 overall ranked golfer in the National Junior Golf Scoreboard rankings for the 2022 class, according to head coach Mike Fleck. Smith subsequently is the #1 high school golfer in the state heading into this season and coming off a third-place finish in the IHSAA state finals in 2021. And guys, I'm not really a big golfer, but you get me on the mini golf course, hole-in-one every single time.
You're going to beat me. Just a heads up. I'm not
him
gonna
and I
either.
were talking earlier. I think the newsroom will be a great spot to have
think
a mini golf
it would
course.
be great.
I think
Yes.
it'd be great.
Yes, Zach, thank you.
Up next, we'll take a look at what's trending.
And one final look at weather.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Can you help me?
I got it.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. Time for us to take a look at what's trending.
Joining us now is NewsLink Indiana Scout Wampler. Scout, what do you have for us tonight?
Thank you, guys. 2 Indiana residents got a special award from the president this week. A pair of turkeys received presidential pardons. Peanut butter and jelly are from a farm in Jasper, Indiana. They were selected as National Thanksgiving turkeys yesterday by President Biden, saving them from a grim Thanksgiving fate. The practice of pardoning turkeys dates back to 1989, and now the pair will head to Purdue, where they will live in an indoor space with a shady, grassy area. And Spotify is making it a little easier to sing karaoke in its streaming app. The service says starting Thursday, its users will have access to real-time lyrics right on its platform. Spotify says the new feature is free and will be available across mobile devices, televisions, gaming systems, and desktop computers. Spotify partnered with music company Music's Match. The company says they added lyrics because it is one of the most requested features from listeners across the globe. Now I know I'm going to get some use out of that. How about you guys?
I definitely will. I don't use Spotify, but karaoke adding on, it's going to be happening now.
Ryan Crump has a quick look at our forecast. Ryan, what's it look like?
I might get one of those too. That sounds really good. But you know what sounds good here is the 7-day forecast. Thanksgiving looks pretty good. We're going to at least stay dry. Not Monday, where you see that 29 degrees. And look at the overnight lows, 19 degrees. I mean, that's the first shot of really cold air we see here.
Ryan, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune into our sister show, Waking Up with Cardinal Weather, tomorrow morning at 8. That'll be live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
And of course, for news anytime, anywhere, you can go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night, everyone.